Hello everyone, Reaper here, and today we are going to be ranking all the enemies in Repo by their danger level. Now first, we're going to start off with the animal.
What? Why?
Now,
why?
he literally just runs around on the ground, taking everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. He destroys stuff like crazy. He can deal a lot of damage to you. He's not like that strong or that powerful, but if you have more than one, it could be very dangerous to keep him in the map. Like when I see 3 or more pop up on a map, I extract everything immediately, because if you don't, he will literally just run over and just start destroying everything, and it could literally just make it to where you can't progress any further. So it's not dangerous and like damaging. Like, he doesn't do a lot of damage. So more than anything, he's just more of a mild annoyance. Now next, we are going to be going with the bow tie, or I like to call him a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters. That's literally what he is, just with a squished face. He screams at you, making a lot of wind hit you over and over and over again, to where you can't get up, and sometimes you'll slam into walls, taking a lot of damage. And then there's other times where he'll charge at you like a rhino, where he just full on charges at you, dealing a lot of damage. He's very slow when walking. He's very easy to avoid. But there's times where I've literally had him appear in the middle of groups of people. Like, he just somehow, we're just not paying attention out of nowhere. He's in the middle of like 3 or 4 of us, and he just hits us all at once, and we all go flying. But with how slow he is, he's more just of a mild annoyance. Now, next we have the Gnomes. The Gnomes, I never see them ever spawn in with less than 4 of them, unless there's like a mod stopping it and making it to where they can spawn less. I've had times where I've seen like 10, 15 of them spawn in at once, which was insane. Now, what their main purpose is just to find everything and destroy everything. They can jump in your cart and just start obliterating everything. They're easy to destroy. You just pick them up and fling them, and they die pretty much instantly. You can even just hit Q and land on them, and they'll die instantly as well. And they are very annoying when you have low health. They can hit you with their axe. It's pretty hard for you not to notice when they're about to attack, because they lift their axe up first and make a sound, and then they do it. And it deals 10 damage each swing. If you have like 50 damage and you have 5 of them hit you all at once, you're pretty much dead. These things are one of the worst things though when it comes to trying to extract stuff. Again, just like the animal, when I see these things, when I have too many of them, I like to extract immediately. Now, if there's like 3 or 4, that's all right, but I've had times where I had like 50 grand in the thing, and next thing I know, I'm going to pick up another item that I see no one else on the map, and I literally just see them go running to the extraction just to destroy stuff. I could look over and see money just disappearing. So these, I've had so much issues with these, especially like at the end of the round when you're going back to the ship and you're probably low health and everything. I've had times where I've had 1 HP and these things just had like 4 or 5 of them chase me and just hit me while I'm trying to get back to the ship. So these are more of a headache than you think. Now next, we have the Huntsman. I despise the Huntsman, especially when you don't know he's there. I had an issue where in one of my videos recently where I literally rounded a corner. I saw 3 or 4 of these gnomes and I was destroying them, and he was around the corner. I didn't even know he was there. He usually makes a humming sound, but he didn't at all. I picked up a gnome and threw it, and he shot me in the face. I've had multiple games where literally we just full wiped because of this guy. Now, he is sound-based. He can't see whatsoever, and he literally just slowly walks around, falls over. He even deals damage to himself, but if you make even the slightest sound whatsoever, he will snipe you from across the map if he has any type of sight on you. It's real annoying, and I've had multiple games where we just wiped first round because we just all ran in at the beginning, and he was just there, and he just started like literally annihilating everyone. And he's a real big issue, especially if someone in your game has a bad mic and they're like their background sounds playing in it. That makes it even worse because they can't stop the sound, which is very bad. And I've also had times where I was not making a sound whatsoever, but someone behind me or near me was making a sound. He missed them and hit me. So for me, the Huntsman's going in the danger area. If you see him, you are dead silent. If not, you're dead. So no matter what, like I just said, no matter what, you're dead silent. But next, we are going on to the Reaper. She has swords for arms. She flails around like a maniac when she sees you. She can reach under items, so if she sees you go under a table, she can reach under there and still hit you. So make sure if you go under something, she's out of your sight, or you're out of her sight, I should say. She is annoying. She is pretty docile if you don't have her in your line of sight. Like, she's not in your line of sight. Other way around. If you're not in her line of sight, you're pretty safe. I've had times where I'm standing behind her and she doesn't turn around. I don't think she hears, so I don't think she has sound. But I would just go back. The hell? Okay. But what I'm gonna do is I am going to put her into the mild annoyance area. Now next we have the Shadow Child. Now the Shadow Child is just Slenderman with extra arms. If you are looking at her for a few seconds, she attacks you, dealing some damage, not a lot. I usually just flat out just ignore her when she's on. When I hear her, she makes a sound when she appears, and you could literally just walk and not look at her, and you're safe, 100% safe. You can even look at it for a few seconds and then just turn around and you're safe, which is okay. She's not really that dangerous. A lot of people make her seem out to be worse than what she really is, but she's more just ignorable. She's just ignorable, more or less. Now next we have the Upstream. The Upstream is literally just a head with a tiny body and really long arms and legs. It will pick you up and scream, dealing a little bit of damage to you. It can do it more than once very fast. I have seen that. It's not the worst. You can literally just keep on going and it won't really bother you unless you notice it has you like in its line of like it's about to attack you. You're fine. If you see it charging you, that's a different story. That means it is going to get you. It's more of a jump scare than anything. Like, it's more of a jump scare than damage, to be honest. There's some damage, but more of a jump scare. Now, this thing, I would say it's ignorable, but this thing does, if you get more than one on the map, it can be very hard to deal with. I had earlier, a few days ago, I had it where I had 3 of them spawn on the map, and they were just full on just going insane on us. So I will be putting this at mild annoyance. Now next we have the Apex Predator, or who I like to call Private Quackers. Now he is my son. If you've seen any of my other videos, he is my son. is very docile. He's friendly as heck, cute as heck.
Don't worry, Private Quackers
It's just
is
the only caveat is he has schizophrenia. If you touch him, attack him, or hit him at all, he goes insane to defend himself. And he attacks the person that attacked him. It's literally just a defense mechanism. People say that he's a monster under that little cute little face, but it's literally, he's there to be your friend. It's just, he defends himself if someone hits or touches him. Which I understand. That's why I named them Private Quackers. So him, specifically, he's going in the just a cutie patootie. Because he is literally just very cute. Now next, we have the chef. Chef Frog. Now, he is very easy to avoid. All you got, he winds up before he attacks. He literally pulls back, starts winding up his arms, and then jumps straight forward. Literally just straight forward. If he's around, all you got to do is literally just make sure you just move to the left or right as he jumps. That's literally all it is. He's very easy to deal with. You can even in between him doing that, you could literally just hit him with the Q and keep hitting him in the head and everything, and it will eventually die. Half the time, I just ignore him when I see him. Because it's like, I know he's either, if I keep moving, he's just going to fly past me. I've had times where he literally just flew past me and then just kept going. He didn't even turn around and come back at me. He just flew past me after trying to attack me and just left. So he is very easy to deal with, and he will be going in the mostly ignorable tab. Now next, we have Joe. Or I should say the head man, but everyone's been calling him Joe. I don't remember who started that in the streamer and YouTuber area, but he literally, everybody calls him Joe. He's a giant floating head that attacks you. It's easy to know when he's gonna attack you because he makes a sound, and if he's attacking specifically you, your screen goes a little wonky. So it's easy to know. There are times where he literally just appears out of nowheres when you're walking around, and it scares the crap out of you. He's pretty easy to avoid. You just go under stuff. He can go under there to attack you if he noticed you go under there. But from my experience, it's very rare. Now, he can fly up. So if you go on boxes or anything like that to get up, if he sees you, he will get you instantly because you won't have enough time to get away. But he is very hard to deal with. Other than that, it's easy to kill later rounds when you are using like a lot of strength. But if you're like in the first, like, I say like 6 or 7 rounds, he is very hard to deal with. So he will be going into the headache area because it's a headache when you see him, especially when you got to play around trying to get around him all the time. Now next, we are going to be going with the Mentalist, or who I like to call Megamind, for obvious reasons.
Don't leave without me.
He floats around, sitting in a little pose, floating around. There's times where there's like 3 or 4 of them on the map, and that's when they really get dangerous. Now, if you have just 1 or 2, they're very easy to avoid. You just, if you see them, walk away fast. Because what they do is they create an area of anti-gravity where if you float into the air, and then after like a few seconds, they slam you to the ground, dealing, I think it's 50 damage on impact. Now, your character can bounce more than once when doing that, which can deal more damage, which is not a good time. Now, if you have more than one person with you, they can, if you're caught and they're not, they can grab you, and it will stop you from taking damage when he does the slam. You just have to be careful because very early on, you don't have the length to be able to do that. And if you try that early on without the length, you are literally just walking into it to get someone, which pretty much just wipes your whole team if you do that. So like I said though, he is very easy to avoid, especially if you already know they're on the map. All you do is just keep walking and you're good. So I'm gonna put him in the annoyance area. Now next we have Robe. Robe is literally just a giant person wearing a robe. Literally, that's
Robe,
in the name.
You can't read.
It's very difficult to deal with.
I don't know, but
If you get even close to it whatsoever, and it sees you, you are dead instantly. It is a one-hit kill. I don't know if it is later in the game if you have like 200 to 300 health, but if you're at base 100 health, it is an insta kill. It can literally just go. It can go under stuff. It can literally run at you. It literally charges at you. It's very hard to get away from. But there are times where literally it doesn't see you and you're literally like standing directly in front of it and it just turns around and walks away. I've had some of those moments, but it is very hard to deal with. And if you have this on the map at the beginning, you better run and hide. The robe is going into the danger category. Now next we have the spewer. The spewer's annoying a little. It just floats around. It doesn't really deal damage to you at all. It just floats around, and then eventually it will attach itself to anyone really, and then it makes them vomit all over your place. Now that can destroy items and that can deal damage to teammates, but it's very easy to avoid. You can literally just, if at any strength, you can literally just click him and fling him away from you if he's coming toward you. Like, you'll know when he's coming toward you. He looks at you, shakes his body, and then flies at you. It's not fast. You could literally, like I said, just grab it and fling it across the map and then just walk away. He's very easy, and it's just mostly ignorable, to be honest. Now next we have the bangers.
No, stop.
They're skulls with dynamite
in front of you, technically.
inside of them. They'll literally just walk at you. They don't really explode fast. They gotta take damage. I think I threw them like you throw them like 2 or 3 times and then they explode. There are times where they will explode on their own, but it's normally if you're standing still, to be honest. Like, you don't really have to do anything. You can actually use them to attack other big enemies. I have used them to attack other big enemies. Now, if you get a bunch of them charging you and they go to explode though, you will die. Like, it is not only you take damage from the impact, but you also take damage from flying and hitting other stuff. Especially if there are 3 or 4. I've had it multiple times where there's like 3 or 4 of them in a small group surrounding like 2 or 3 of us and our cart, and they just exploded, destroying almost everything and sending everyone flying, killing most of us. So if you get like a lot of them spawning in, then it's very hard to deal with, especially if they are already primed and ready to go. So they will be going into the annoyance tab because they're easy to deal with until they're ready to blow, and then you're pretty much done. Now next we have the clown. Now the clown, as you can see, has a giant thing on the top of his head that literally shoots a laser. Now, it's easy to avoid the laser. If you're standing up, crouch if he shoots this laser. If you're already crouching, you have to jump or get behind something because he will shoot it below where you're at. So keep that in mind. If you're standing, if he's shooting it in the air, crouch. If he's shooting it at the ground, jump or hide. Now, if you get too close to him, he can kick you in the face. I died multiple times from this, and he can't only kill you guys, he can also kill other enemies. I've had it multiple times where he killed private clackers because I'm playing with private clackers walking around, and he just rounded the corner and kicked him in the face. Like, that is just, it's easy to deal with him. He has a lot of health, but he also destroys a lot of stuff. So he is definitely going into the headache category. Now next we have the hidden. It's an invisible enemy. You can tell by you can see the little like tufts of like movement. I would call it. When you see him, you can also hear him. He literally huffs and puffs constantly. You can kill him. It's not easy because you can't see him. But what he does is he grabs people and he just carries them across the map. I've had times where he picked me up and dragged me like 5 feet. I've had times where he picked me up and took me all the way to the extraction I just left. When I'm literally at the ship, ready to go, and he just grabbed me and took me all the way back to the beginning, to the end where the final extraction was. I've had that. He doesn't deal damage at all. His main issue is that he dragging people into enemies that do damage. Like, if you have a Huntsman, if he drags you past him, the Huntsman will shoot you. If you have someone like Robe, if he drags you into Robe will instant kill you. The same with a lot of all these other mobs. Like the headman, he will instant kill you if he flies you into him. It's very rare that he spawns. It's not easy to deal with. You can avoid him. It's not easy once he already has you in his line of sight. We had a teammate that had actually like put himself under a bench, and he went to pick him up and literally tried dragging him but couldn't, so he just dropped him and left, which was hilarious. But for the most part, he's more ignorable until you literally hear him. If you hear him, you know he's there and you know he's going for you. But other than that, the rest of the game, it's literally, you could just ignore him. There's no reason to do anything. Now next we have the peeper. The peeper is very annoying. What he does is if you walk into the room that he's in, the first person there will get stuck to him. He attaches himself to you and you have to stare at him. He deals damage over time as you're staring at him, which can be very bad, but the easy thing is all you have to do is literally, as soon as you're connected to him, just back up. Literally, it's all you have to do is just keep backing up until you no longer can see him, because then he untethers and then he disappears after a few seconds. If someone else is in the room, he will attach himself to them instead of disappearing. So it's better to be the only one dealing with it. Now, if you're having a hard time finding your way out and you have teammates, all you have to do is let them know to pick you up, hit Q, and they can just drag you out of the room. But if you stay in that room, he could drain your health within seconds if you stay there. It is very hard to deal with, especially if you're at 1 HP. I've had this multiple times where I was literally at final extraction. I was just revived. I'm running to spawn. As soon as I get in the spawn room, right outside the ship, I went through the door, and it was right there, snagged me, instant killed me because I had 1 HP. If you're 1 HP and you get caught by him, you're pretty much dead. Like I said, I've had it literally right at extraction when we were leaving. So I'm really gonna put him in the headache category specifically just because a lot of games I end up with low health, and he could easily just take all of it away at the end as you're leaving. I've had games where you literally don't see him at all the entire game, and then once you hit final extraction, you go into the beginning again, and you get hit with it instantly without realizing he's even there. Now next we have the Rugrat. Now, everybody usually just calls it the baby.
Take it distraction fast. Baby's here.
Granted, we always call that the baby too, the Shadow Child. I don't know why.
Just hurry up.
Maybe because it's the sound, but this
He's
one,
gonna destroy everything.
he throws stuff at you. He literally will grab your valuables and just chuck them at your face. That's literally his whole gimmick. He is not the hardest to deal with, but he can literally just steal your money and just kill you with it. Now, each item that he picks up deals damage like proportional to how big it is. Like if he picks up a ring and hits you with it, it's not a lot. Now, if he picks up something like a giant, like I'll say like a barrel, like the big exploding barrels, if he hits you with that, it deals a lot more. Now, I know there are people that playing with the mod for the nuke. I've seen it where he picked up the nuke, killing everyone in the game. It's not hard to deal with. You just attack him. If you have 2 or 3 people, you guys can all just surround him, keep lifting him up and slamming him to the ground. If you have 4 strength, you can just do it on your own. And you can also rip the items out of his hands that he's trying to throw at you too. I've had times where he literally threw nothing at me because someone just ripped it out of his hands and he still just stood there in the animation. So more than anything, he's more of just an annoyance. Finally, we are at the last one, the Trudge. The Trudge is very slow. He runs around with a mace and will walk slowly around with the mace, I should say.
Let him survive.
He will hit you with it, slamming it down on you and making a gravity well.
Go away, you ass.
Where it drags everyone into him, and it literally is almost a one-hit kill no matter what. I've had instances though where he literally does that, and I took no damage even though I was there. I've had times where I took like 40 damage, but most of the time it's a one-hit kill. Now he is very slow, but his health is very large. He has 500 health. It is very hard to kill him unless you have something like a gun or multiple grenades. I like to chuck the little clown things with the nose, the little thing that turns into a bomb. I like to chuck that at him, and it still almost never kills him. He is very strong and very dangerous, and he's going in the danger category. He is easy to avoid though because of how slow he is, but he makes up with that slowness by actually, if he sees you, he just, like I said, he just slams his mace down and activates a gravity well, which literally drags you into him and kills you. It's very far away, so I would recommend, if you hear him making that sound, to go around corners or put stuff in between you and him. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. If you guys agreed with this, make sure you give it a like and let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. And thank you, Meister, for giving me the idea to do this. And I will talk to you guys later.